online broadcast network, AfterBuzz TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads from over 200 countries and your #1 source in after-show entertainment. AfterBuzz TV, the destination for TV superfans. Producing aftershows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows. Interviewing celebrities and showrunners. And bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
Hello, Under the Dome fans. What's going on? Welcome to the Under the Dome after show here on AfterBuzz TV. Talking about season 2, episode 10.
Oh.
My goodness, the fall. Those words were just falling out of my mouth. I'm Matt Lieberman, and joining me as always on the panel,
Yes.
Amanda Fields Bennett is here.
I'm here again.
Yes.
So excited.
Carrie Long is here.
Hi guys.
Yes.
Unfortunately, Jackie Borowski couldn't be here to join us this evening. We miss her, and
Love you,
we
Jackie.
hope that she is well.
Yes.
And she'll join us next week. But folks, what an exciting and interesting episode! Like legitimately, dare I say, best episode of the season.
We are
so
back
far.
on the Under the Dome horse.
Yeah.
Edge of my seat.
Full gallop.
Yeah. You know, it's like finally, I feel like okay, we've been building to this moment, and all of these kind of like episodes that were kind of dull or maybe felt like retreads of earlier things were all bringing us to this point where everything's gone to hell. We got no way out of the dome like we used to, finally. But we got to taste the outside world. We got to bring some new characters in. We got to understand what's going on outside. And now I'm excited for just all hell breaking loose for the next 3
And
episodes.
what a cliffhanger. What an epic cliffhanger. The egg is, you know, hopefully you watched it, the egg is not on the outside.
Yeah.
What a cliffhanger. Like, I can't, I don't recall any episode ever for Under the Dome ever being such a cliffhanger for the next week.
Definitely agreed.
Big Jim, we hate you even more.
Yes.
Very angry at Big Jim.
Always hate him. And Phil finally died the way he should
But he
have
did a
like
good
4
job of
episodes
it.
ago.
It's
Yeah.
brilliant.
Yeah. Left him on the
Gruesome.
payroll for 4 more episodes just so we could get a stalagmite through the chest.
But now we know why the hell they kept him around this whole time. Brilliant.
yes.
Well worth it.
Great.
A stalagmite through the chest.
Yeah. It's a rotten way to
That's what
go.
I'm going to guess he died from.
Yeah. Rotten way to go. You know, I'm not a doctor, but I would say he got a stalagmite through his chest.
Just an observation.
What's the difference between a stalagmite and a stalactite?
Stalactite is from the ceiling and stalagmite is on the ground. That's why you got the C and the G. You
Science
understand?
guy over here.
Nah, I just
Mr.
remember.
Matt.
That's
Can
just
they
how
both
I
kill
remember.
Phil effectively, though?
Well, I would say stalagmites are more effective because he leapt to his death and he wasn't
Gravity.
flung upward.
Yes.
You know, yeah.
Wouldn't put it past
Although
the dome.
under the dome,
Yeah.
could be
Yeah,
either
who
way.
knows? So, it's getting colder inside the dome. This title, The Fall, telling on a lot of levels because
Yes.
it is becoming the fall under the dome.
Are you bundled
somehow.
up out there?
Huh?
Because the leaves are turning different colors. How did that happen?
I don't know.
I don't know, but Rebecca Pine is on it.
She's on the case.
She's on it!
She's touching the leaves.
The oak is the first to turn.
Yeah, she's always looking at trees and being sciencey.
But did you feel, though, that they're like, not, I don't know, they're like spreading all the storyline out now. They're kind of blowing it all in one, like, tiny little episode like they were doing, which we were kind of not fans of. Now they're kind of just, you know, putting breadcrumbs that are leading us
You're
to
saying
each
instead
week.
of doing episode of the week, like kind of like this is our crisis of the week.
Right.
Instead, it's back to like a serialized storyline, like it
Yes.
should be.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
It had that Stephen King touch this week.
Appreciated that. And again, going back to this title, we've got it turning into fall. We've got Phil taking a fall. We've got the fall of Chester's Mill potentially on the horizon.
We got the fall of the egg.
Yeah.
I know!
Oh.
Went crazy! Went crazy when that happened.
Melanie's having some sort of fall of her own.
I don't know.
Can't believe the egg went over. We're going to get into it. First, I want to talk about, we left on a cliffhanger last week.
We did?
Pauline and Big Jim seeing each other for the first time in 9 years. Face to face, eye to eye, mouth to mouth. No.
Big Jim thinks she's just someone from the dome to torture him again, another dead person to
Oh,
come
yeah.
back.
That anger face of like, you're just the dome trying to torture me.
You're
like
trying
Dodie.
mess with me. Ugh.
And she's like, who's Dodie? Who? What?
What?
And
What's
she's like,
going
no, it's me. I lied to you and said that I was dead, but I wasn't. I faked my death to get away.
Please
from
don't be
Chester's
mad.
Mill,
And
not
he's
from
like,
you.
why didn't you take us with you? And she said, I thought the dome would follow me. That was something she mentioned in an earlier episode.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I
Brought
believe
back.
her. I really believe that Pauline's character really,
It
truly
was a
believed.
selfless
Like, it wasn't
sacrifice.
yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
But she, as we came to realize in this episode, she was trying to get away from Big Jim because
Mm-hmm.
they didn't even embrace. So you can tell there must be a massive backstory.
What went down there?
I think Big Jim gave more of his time and affection to the used car lot in Chester's Mill. And
Well, I
not to
think
Pauline.
he's a big turd, and she didn't realize it when
Oh,
she
that
got
too.
pregnant.
Yeah, that too.
And that he's an evil man.
Love is blind.
But yeah, he also was not supportive of her visions, her career as a visionist, as a visionary.
A visionary?
Visionary.
Venarius?
Yeah, a
Visionarian?
a
Sounds
vision-
like a disease.
He was not supportive, and he wouldn't believe her, and ultimately it was just not a healthy marriage, and she doesn't love him anymore. He still loves her though, and she lets him believe that there's a chance that they'll be together
Just to get out.
just to get
Right.
Junior and to get out.
Yes.
But you know what's great about this episode? It was like parallel, like father like son.
Mm-hmm.
Everywhere, like the parallel storylines throughout the entire episode, the locking of people in, the killing, and then the whole great line with Angie, which, we'll get to later, but just bringing it up now, about how, like, it's not love, it's a possession.
Yeah.
Dun, dun, dun.
Exactly. Let's talk about Junior.
do it.
Last week, he and Mel's laid down in the fallout
Fallout
shelter.
shelter
That Melanie was
of
like,
doom.
"This is a nice place.
love?
I like being here with you. Oh, I'm so tired. Can we just
Let's
lay down a
snuggle."
little bit?" Yeah. And then immediately James is getting up, like, you know what? This was maybe not.
Not a good idea.
Yeah, egg
What's
is
going
safe.
on with this egg?
Yeah, and she's the one still going in for the kiss, but he likes it. He loves it. He loves the attention. She is younger than him. I mean, older, but also younger.
right.
Yeah.
Cougar, but also jailbait.
Cougar, but also
very
jailbait.
convenient.
He's way into it. And then, as Carrie will attest, I had perfect timing. I was like, and Ghost Angie in 3, 2, 1. Ghost
Boom!
Angie!
Standing right there.
You predicted it?
Oh, yeah.
He
Oh,
did.
good.
I was
he-
screaming. I
Because
lost
he's
it.
finally happy and loving someone else. Of course there's a Ghost Angie.
She must torment him.
Mm-hmm.
But I love that they're bringing a ghost back.
I was excited to see
God.
Angie come back.
Yeah, she looked great. She looked a little different. Her
Yeah,
hair.
she
Death
looked
is
good.
doing a great number.
Girl
on
looked
her.
good.
She looked fresh. She looked fresh and dead.
Fresh looked good.
I like the blood coming
Fresh
out.
from the heavens.
Yeah, except for the blood coming out of her. She looked very fresh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very dewy.
Very skinny.
Very
yeah.
skinny. Very LA.
Very LA.
Very LA.
Yeah.
Great hair.
Oh my God.
And yeah, she's like, listen, you're gonna want to follow your heart, but you can't, okay? You
And what is
can't.
that about? Follow his heart to what?
To Melanie. And also
That's a
to
good point, though,
or specifically to kill you're gonna want to follow your
Uncle
heart to
Sam.
kill Sam. Please don't do it. And that's why she comes back later. It could also mean, don't get too attached to Melanie because she's still a dead person. And your heart will be broken when you discover later on when we're out of this situation, she's still dead.
Yeah, and don't lock her up down here.
Don't do
You already
that.
did it,
Oh,
Junior.
for the love of
It's not,
God.
it's not a new idea.
No more locking people
For
up.
the love of Tom.
For the
pig
love of the
farmer.
dome, please.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that came up later on. They're like, wait, we have to radio Andrea and Tom. We're like, who the hell's Tom? And then we're staring at him, and it's like,
Oh, pig
Pig
farmer.
farmer.
Farm, yes.
pig farmer.
My pigs.
Farmer Tom.
Tom getting some love.
Yeah, give me a group. I'll be a leader.
I
I led pigs for the longest time.
I want Farmer Tom to have more of a country accent in my wishes.
My
Secret
pigs.
wishes.
Yeah.
Yeah, my
getting
pig
ready for-
farm. I'll
Yeah.
be the leader.
So Junior comes up out of the old fallout shelter,
bunker.
and he sees his mom, and he's not like shocked, like I haven't seen you in 9 years. More like, Mom, what are you doing here? Like that's
Yeah.
almost like it's not big enough. I feel like Big Jim is a big idiot for not realizing, like, you don't seem
Yeah.
shocked at all that your mother's alive, son.
Junior was like, "What are you doing in here? You snuck into my room."
Yeah.
Instead of
Instead of
God.
like, what are you doing here? You're dead.
But wait, he knew she was alive because of the video.
I know.
But I think part of him still was like, maybe it's fake, maybe it's somebody messing with him, it's digital, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was more stunned than he was pleased.
Yeah.
But then again, she did abandon him 9 years ago.
Yeah, that could make anyone.
complex.
a
Maybe
bit.
they had a few more takes and then they chose the more
Yeah.
subtle one.
Yeah.
I
And
have faith in Junior's range these days.
okay. And Big Jim, he's just sort of like, hey, I'm gonna knock off onto work got stuff to do, but
Because I'm the sheriff.
you have breakfast. You have breakfast with your mom, son. I'm gonna go be the sheriff, and we're gonna be a family
He
again.
just
He's
wanted to remind
delusional.
everyone that he's the sheriff.
He is. He's the sheriff. He's crazy. Like, Big Jim
He's
is
the
the
only elected
craziest
official
person.
in town, except for the monarch, who has done no monarching.
Yeah.
Yeah, practically none.
And then I guess we'll get to it later, but how crazy that he locked his wife up in the art cabin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude,
We'll
You
get-
wonder where Junior picked it up.
father like son, the apple doesn't fall
Well,
far
here-
from
The
the
apple.
tree.
We're gonna get into that in a
The
second.
fall.
I would like to talk about Julia and Barbie and Rebecca. We mentioned Rebecca
yeah.
was looking at all the oaks and relaying all the information to Julia. This show does exposition like no other show. There were 3 different times this episode where someone very explicitly laid out all of the necessary details of the plot to another character who could overhear it. I mean, it was Phil, it was Hunter, and I feel like there was one other time. But, like, she was basically like, yes, the oak is the earliest to change. And obviously, because it is changing, our microclimate has shifted. I am Rebecca Pine 2.0. I am an automaton. Yeah.
It is getting colder and colder. The thermometer is going down.
Yes, and it is not because my heat sensors are malfunctioning.
Beep, bop, boop.
And so Julia turns and she sees Barbie like ambling towards her, and she runs, and he doesn't even have the decency to run.
Can you believe
towards
that?
her?
You run to your woman when you've fallen out of a dome.
Look how perfect
And
her
come
hair
back.
is. Look how
Flip.
perfect it is.
Pearls of fire.
It was amazing.
Fire
And the music
curls.
rose just as I embraced.
Yeah.
I was
Loved it.
clapping watching it at home.
Yeah.
Hey,
So
might as well
happy
get
for
on
them.
board.
Isn't it great when true love works out? I still have my problems with them.
Reunited.
Yeah, but she's so happy. He's there, and he explains, yeah, Lyle didn't come back. Who knows why?
Wait, do you
Where
guys
is
think? Do you think
Lyle?
Lyle's done?
No.
They cannot be having
They can't
kill off
leave
that
that
character.
alone because everyone's gonna be wondering what happened. Maybe
What?
that's the answer.
Maybe he's not coming back the rest of the season, and they're hoping for a 3rd season. They bring him back.
Or-
Would they do that?
I don't know.
I hope not.
Or
bring him back.
Maybe he'll come back just as a dome projection.
Like he did die.
Yeah.
Ah.
He'll either do that, or now that the pathways have been sealed off, he'll get pushed out on either side.
Yeah.
Now maybe you guys can help me because I can't remember exactly how this happened. Did Pauline and Lyle go through that tunnel of doom at the same time with the swirly little tornado cloud? Were they
Yeah,
standing next to each other?
Everyone
Yeah.
went in.
And no
But I
one
feel
seems
like
that upset about
People
it.
kind of went one by one though into that cave.
Oh,
with
like
the-
maybe he didn't take that one next step forward to actually go through, and he went back in
he
the
was
zenith.
standing with Pauline, so I don't know.
Yeah.
Did he go through? Did something happen?
I feel like he tried. I feel like he definitely
Lyle.
tried.
He's
yeah.
challenged.
Yeah.
Lyle has. Maybe the drugs they gave him messed him up, and he couldn't transport himself.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Or-
I hope he's still out
Or
there.
he
I
got
don't-
stuck in that lake.
He was not in the root cellar when the soldiers were in there rooting through it, no pun intended. So I have to imagine that he is somewhere in limbo between worlds. Yeah.
Interesting.
Between
Wonder when we'll see
worlds,
that.
Between domes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All
The
right.
nucleus.
Yeah. So
Maybe that's where he is.
he explains, like they want the egg. This is how you get out. We can get everyone out this way. We can all leave the dome. All we have to do is negotiate to give them the egg, and then we can all walk free. And Julia's like, the egg? And he's like, the egg. And she's like, all right. She's like, but I'm going first, because if it doesn't work out, they're going to need you here. And also, think about how bad it was last time. They'll beat you bloody. They'll beat you even worse. Okay? So you can't go first. He's like,
Oh, go ahead.
no, he's like, okay, fine. Where's the egg? Well,
Well, that's tricky.
that's tricky. It got moved from Angie's apartment, and they don't know where it is. So they got to find the egg, and they find Melanie, who knows where the egg is, but is refusing to say.
It was an egg hunt.
Oh! And Melanie didn't want anyone to know.
Yeah, because she's super secretive. And, here's the thing, right? I think we've all kind of taken for granted that Melanie is a person.
She's
But
a corpse.
she is a corpse.
Hashtag dead.
Hashtag dead. Reanimated by the power of Dome Jesus Almighty.
Yes.
Okay?
Necromancy.
Yeah.
something happening.
But I'm just saying, she is not necessarily herself. She could have been resurrected with a mission or with secret programming from the dome.
That's true.
You know, that involves that egg.
Is she like a puppet for someone?
There's got to be, yeah, you know, it's got to be more to it because but why would you bring back this puppet corpse thing when we have these visions? So there's got to be like different levels.
Because you needed a hand.
I guess.
Yeah. She was the
One
only
hand died, another
available.
one shows up.
I know.
Yeah. She was.
It had to be a physically, like, 98.6 degree hand palm print thing.
So in the Sweetbriar Rose, they were going over their grand plans
With
to
Andrea and Tom.
make it through the
To make
dome.
it through the dome hole.
Yes.
If everyone jumps off the
Instead
cliff
of a wormhole, it's a
in
dome hole.
teams. All those teams will have a leader and a person with medical training, and that's how we'll do it.
And once they decided that, Big Jim comes in like, hey, am I part of your little plan here?
Yeah, he's like, hey, check this out. This isn't the normal leather jacket that I normally wear. This is my fall leather jacket
Zip up
For
for
leather
when I'm feeling sassy.
with my
Fancy.
collar.
Yeah.
That was nice.
Look at my belly.
Although I would like to say, they're like, and each team had to have medical training. Where was all this medical training the whole time?
At that, and
Where are
you
these
remember that
people?
hospice that we were at a bunch last season, but now we couldn't care less about because now we
guess.
have Sam.
Suspended disbelief. We'll
Yep.
we'll put it on that.
Yep.
We'll put it on that.
Yes, sir. Yeah. We've got Sam. We don't need a
Yeah.
hospice, but they're there. They
All
still
right.
exist.
I just thought Big Jim bursting through that door was pretty hilarious.
He
It was.
always meddles. Like
How
Big
does
Jim
he
is
know when to come
Why
in?
don't you tell me about your plan? I know you got one. You got your planning faces on. It's me, the
I see ya
sheriff.
over there, not including me.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be a part of it.
And
yeah.
part of me almost, just because his wife was back and he had a shot at family happiness, part of me almost thought, you know what? Big Jim is going to tell them, hey, so I already spoke to the military. Like, you know, like, hey, he volunteers
Yeah.
to be the first through because he's a good negotiator. He's like, listen, I should let you know, my position is maybe a little compromised because I made this deal. But of course he didn't, because he was always intending to steal that egg and jump through first with his family, himself, like a dummy. Yeah.
He never learns his lesson. And I really
Never,
thought,
ever,
like,
ever.
when they had that great scene between Pauline and Big Jim, and he's locking her, and he's like, oh, I'm saving you, I'm protecting you. I really, like, I believed it. I was like, oh my God, maybe finally, after 42 flip-flops back and forth, that Big Jim might be, nope.
He just pulls out that gun in the
Yeah.
bunker.
That was messed up.
Well, that's the thing.
I'm
is,
a
like,
kid,
he
a
do-
minor.
He doesn't listen. We're gonna get to that, but he
Alright.
doesn't listen to Pauline
Nope.
yet again because she's painting. It's coming. It's coming. It's coming. It's in the cards. It's in the cards. It's coming.
It
It's
looks
coming.
like
it's
a
coming.
lightning bolt of disaster.
It's the family being fractured, and it's
Yeah.
literally Pauline on one side and Big Jim and Junior on the other in this cracked house, and it's literally the earthquake that's about to happen when he steals the egg and throws
Yeah.
it over.
And messes it all up.
And the egg has mood swings, by the way. Episode to episode, it changes colors. It
Mm-hmm.
changes movements.
I like that. It's become a character.
Yes.
Yeah, we're seeing more.
It
more of
made
the egg
noises
swing.
this time.
Yeah. It's learning the language.
The dome is speaking.
Screams
to you.
first.
Screaming.
Yeah. Yeah, so the egg starts screaming. It's really bothering Pauline, and it's causing her to have lots of visions. She's painting. And Jim locks her up for being a painter, because as is his wont. He locks her up for being a painter, and he decides he's going to find the egg, and he's going to save her by throwing it over the edge so that it doesn't scream anymore.
And it hurts her head. The egg sounds. She's like, oh, what am I going to do? I got to get it out.
But this is even after when, you know, Joe and Nori touch it. When Nori touches it, it calms the F
Well,
down.
yeah, and it threw Jim's big ass against the wall. Like, it was like, "Rah!" Like,
Because
he
it
would
could
think-
sense his
Yeah.
intentions.
I was waiting for Joe and Nori to be like, oh, and like make the egg go near him. Like, use the egg to your advantage, Joe and Nori. And because, you know, but I guess they didn't know that it did that to Big Jim.
Because
but
he was already knocked out.
It
yeah,
could be a
he's not going
shield.
to tell him. Yeah, like they could use it as a defense, but maybe in another episode.
Well, here, we're going to jump back, but first I just want to quickly mention iTunes. You know, people, I say it every week. Why do I say it? Because it's the truth. go to iTunes if you want to support AfterBuzz TV. Rate and review the shows that you listen to or you watch on iTunes. Or that you watch on YouTube. Why? Because that's how we get our sponsors. It's how we get our guests. It's how we keep our lights on and our doors open. So it's really, really helpful to us, and it also is the best way for you to give us feedback on our podcast here on our Under the Dome podcast, because you deserve the best possible Under the Dome programming in the world.
Yes.
So let us know how you're feeling so that we can respond to you. Thank you. All right. So we got all these balls in the air. Let's bring it back. And let's talk about Mel and Barbie. So Barbie and Julia are trying to convince Melanie to let them have the egg so that they can bring everyone outside. And Melanie's like, no, you can't, no. And Barbie's like, hey, come here, we gotta have a conversation. And he's like, hey, so like, do you remember ever
This one time.
Yeah. You were at a big white house in Zenith. Anything? Any bells? Maybe there was a root cellar with a red door, and she totally does remember. And we have this like scene where they realize that they're related, which is like
It was touching.
it was sweet.
They share a mom.
Yeah.
They do.
Or a
But
dad.
they do
No,
kind
I'm
of
sorry, they share
infer-
a dad.
Dad.
Yeah, they do
sure
kind of infer a whole lot.
Yes.
Like, where he's just sort of like, he's like, wait a minute. Your mom's name is Laura. My dad and my mom used to fight about a woman named Laura. You're obviously my sister. Like, there's no question in his mind. Obviously. And she's like, of course. That's why you look so familiar as an adult as you did when
Right.
you were, like, 5.
But then she's like, oh, there's a little boy, I remember. And then suddenly she remembers him as an adult. So that's kind of a funny jump, but maybe it was in his spirit she recognized.
That was me, and that was the door we were painting. And yeah,
It's
it was
touching. It's
It
very
was touching, but yeah, I noticed that too. That all of a sudden they jumped to that conclusion that it was the same Laura.
Yeah. I loved, who was it who was just like, it was Pauline, who was like, Big Jim's like, how'd you get back? She's like, we went through a portal in the root cellar with a red door at Dale Barbara's Zenith home. What? Yeah.
It'll make sense later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, when you go down the hole, you come out in a playground in the middle of Zenith. But then when you go to Dale Barbara's childhood home and you go into a root cellar with a red door with a little handprint on it, that's where the portal is, the funny portal that makes you see visions.
The portal that sometimes has an opening and sometimes doesn't, depending on who walks in.
Just ask Phil.
Yeah.
Ask Phil. Phil can tell you.
Phil will tell you. Actually,
But I
he
mean,
can't.
on the other side,
He's dead.
Oh.
He's
But the
dead.
other side in Zenith, when you remember someone
Yeah,
was
they
going
were
after
trying to
them,
find it and they couldn't
and
find
it
the door.
closed. So these
Yeah.
portals are
They're
just
finicky.
Yeah,
they're
they're
finicky,
fickle.
fickle portals.
Yes.
Yes. So upon realizing that she has a brother, Melanie's far more open to giving him the egg, because that changes everything about why the egg should be in the town, apparently. And let's talk about Joe and Nori. At the top of this episode,
Yeah.
Joe's like,
Make
hey,
it up,
you know, Melanie's not around. Do you remember that girl
Oh my
I
God.
made out with about a week ago? Who then
Right.
consequently became one of our closest friends.
Who's also kind of dead.
Who's also kind
But
of
it's
dead.
not weird. And then we fought about it.
She's not around, so let's
cold.
snuggle under
Oh,
this
it's real
blanket.
cold.
Let's keep each other warm, meow.
We were like screaming. We were like, no! Like
Yeah.
getting very high pitched.
Because that's just like, Nori, he does not deserve you. Don't you dare give him a piece of that
do it,
cookie.
Nori.
You don't do it.
You keep the cookie intact. No crumbs.
No crumbs. No
Not
crumbs
time
for him.
that yet. No.
And not with him. He doesn't deserve it.
No.
He's still... His intelligence baffles me. Because he knows everything about science, but is still like the dumbest person. Yeah. And not just about
Book
people.
smart,
So it's
but
not like...
street smart.
Right.
Right.
But, you know, it drives me nuts. In any case,
Dome smarts.
they're about to have an activity that is about 50% hanky and 50% panky. When they realize, wait a second, Melanie's been gone for a while.
And I love that Nori's the one that's concerned about her.
Wait a second.
She wanted to get out of that hanky-panky.
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah, she
Where
was
is
like-
she? Where's the egg?
Yeah, oh crap. The egg has fallen out of this satchel or large athletic bra.
Burlap, yeah.
Yeah. So they go on this journey to find the egg. They go to the school and discover Hunter, our new glassy friend.
Can I just say that Twitter world. I love Twitter, guys. So the Twitter world is blowing up about this Hunter character and the actor.
Because he's sexy.
He's sexy. He is a sexy man.
He's a
Everybody
hot
loves
nerd.
it. He live tweets, or so it's someone live tweets from his account. I gotta read this to you. Everyone, here's a great feed. They say, I am mentally kissing the makers of hashtag Under the Dome's feet for giving us the mind-blowing awesomeness that is Hunter, hashtag Happy Dance. So I just think it's great. I mean, Twitter loves him.
Yeah.
I mean,
He's an actual science guy.
he's real. But
He might also be a goddamn traitor.
right? Did you see that coming?
No.
No, I really I mean,
I
that
thought he
well
was
done.
helping out Dale Barbie
Well.
because he was like, yeah, I work
But
for
it
your dad,
seems
but,
so crazy that he would make Hounds of Diana and do all of this stuff ostensibly because he believed in the dome and wanted everything good to happen from the dome.
I'm gonna go get some pictures for my blog.
Yeah.
So I wonder, is he just doing it because he has to, or is he doing it because he really is a traitor? And maybe everything he's told us is a lie, maybe everything he told us is the truth.
What
We don't
really
know.
is Hounds of Diana?
We don't know.
We don't know
We
yet.
do know Hunter maintains his deliciousness this episode as well.
He is delicious.
Yes, I enjoyed his black and white checkered shirt.
I was gonna say the same thing. I love that.
Gosh, oh,
I need to invest
mommy
in a black and white
like,
checkered
mommy
shirt.
like.
Carrie, do you want to see what's under the shirt next
I do.
episode?
Under the shirt. I think he's about 5'4",
That's
though.
a
He doesn't seem very
spin-off.
tall.
Yeah.
He's about Nori's height.
Under
Yeah.
the dome, under the shirt.
It's all right. We're
Under
not
the
picky.
pants,
next?
over the shirt,
Oh.
over the underwear.
Guys, I simply like him because he's smart. Because he's
Okay.
smart and he has great
Yeah,
hair,
that's the
okay?
only reason you like
Okay,
him.
And you like
guys.
his glasses.
I don't know. Everybody likes Hunter.
Okay.
Clearly,
We
everyone
get
likes
it. Everybody likes Hunter.
You guys like him.
But he is also a big damn traitor
Big ol' mole.
and a liar.
He's a bad
and,
boy.
and was he not emailing somebody?
Yeah.
Who's he emailing?
Who?
He's
What?
Barbie's dad?
emailing Barbie's dad, I think.
Oh, Barbie's dad.
I just want to connect to the internet.
There was one of the emails was basically like locating egg, found
Right.
exit, like he's gonna bring it out.
But the help email didn't go through.
Yeah. Well, the signal, none of the emails went through. He was just trying to send
Trying to
emails.
write them.
He was trying to find the signal. He knew that that signal could get through because it had gotten through to Joe so many times.
So they're basically just saved as drafts right now.
This is also the first time that I feel like someone's like Twitter account was like so cheesily set up, like, and Nether Nori ripping through the Twitterverse 140 characters at a time.
It's like her clever bio.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, it's just trying to say like, hey teenagers, you're important. What you do, it's important.
Guess what? I stalk you.
Yeah,
not
I stalk
weird.
your teenage Twitter. You're a
Not weird
celebrity.
at all. I'm your friend.
Yeah, no.
Not really.
No. Yeah, he's not your friend.
No.
He's scary. So yeah.
Frenemy.
So Nori and Joe stumble upon him, and he's like, "Oh my God, celebrities! Hey, you guys are so cool. Let's find this egg together. You know what we could do? Sound waves." And Joe's like, "Oh yeah, sound waves. Science that I don't understand." And he's like,
Where
"Great."
was Rebecca Pine the whole time?
Oh, Rebecca Pine
Couldn't
is
she
gonna
smell the
eat.
Do you
science
think
in the air?
Rebecca Pine and Hunter will get together?
Oh my God, they're gonna eat each other up because they're both duplicitous and they're both intelligent.
Or they'll be enemies.
This is like an episode of Suits, just wrapped up in two smart people.
Did you guys notice how he had his phone and he's like, it made it through the water just fine. But
It had
I
a
can't
special
get a signal.
case on it. Yeah.
What phone was that?
I don't know. I think it was the
Product placement,
case.
people?
Right.
No,
That's
he
why
probably put it in a waterproof case just in case.
Or maybe he had it in a Ziploc baggie.
Yeah, his extra phone. He probably had 3 phones on him.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Clearly, he's been sent, though, to keep an eye on everyone, and his sole job, get the egg back.
And clearly he was not
Sneaky.
sent there with a Microsoft Surface because then
No.
obviously it would be working perfectly.
All the time. Do you think he's wearing some kind of wire?
I don't know. I
He'll
don't know
have to
what that
take
would
his
do.
shirt off to reveal that to us.
We'll
Rebecca
find out.
Pine can get down to that.
Well, we got a couple of empty jail cells, so we can throw him in
Do.
one when we find out he's
Yeah.
a traitor. Let's move on. So
Let's.
they go down to the police station. They make themselves a sound wave thingy. He's like, "All right, let's go find this egg." And
More exposition, yep.
Joe's like, "Hold on a second. We're gonna find this egg. Sorry, we're the hands." And he's like, "Oh yeah, I know what the hands are. The 4 hands. The hands that you put on the dome. The hands that you put on the mini dome." Ridiculous. So, as he walks away, they're like, "Okay, great. Now we're going to go find the egg, and then we're going to take it. To the school, into the locker where there's a cliff, and this is the house that Jack
At
built."
this time of the day.
At this time of the day, because jumping
Right.
over the cliff leads to Zenith, and
that's
Zenith
where
is
we
the place
wouldn't
where Jack
be.
built that house that he
Right.
built. Yeah. Yeah, and Phil's just like,
Say
people.
what? There's a way
People?
out.
Yeah.
What?
What?
This is
love it.
news to me.
Great.
How long have I been down here? Where's my lunch?
3 days.
And where is Carolyn?
Nowhere.
Carolyn. What happened?
What happened to Carolyn? Was she too expensive? Could you only afford her or Phil? And you kept Phil 3 extra episodes as dead effing weight?
But he's
Shame.
dead now, so now Carolyn must return next week.
Right, or at
We
least
demand
Ben.
her return.
Yeah.
And Ben.
And Ben and his
Ben.
asthma inhaler.
And his asthma inhaler for no reason.
Ben, did he go to Zenith? We don't know.
We have
We
no
don't
idea.
know. We have no idea. So they're tracking down the egg. They find it in the shed where Big Jim had found it moments earlier and was zapped the F out.
Zap!
It was awesome. Loved that. However, they grab it. It stops screaming. He wakes up. He's like, okay, you're coming with me to the school. And they're like, no, we're not. You can't make us tell us what to do. He's like, yeah, I can. I'm going to shoot him. You don't like this leather jacket anymore, do you? Huh?
It makes me look slim.
Slim.
Not
Big
working
Slim
for you,
Rennie.
Big Jim.
Yeah, so...
Don't see the
But
belly.
he's so corrupt. You're pulling a gun on a minor.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and you're Big Jimmer. You say, I love Chester's Mill.
Yeah.
But you pulled a gun on
No,
Joe.
you don't love Chester's Mill.
Science
You love
Joe.
yourself, and
Yeah.
you're so deluded. So,
And you think that egg's gonna solve all your problems?
it's the same way that he thought being Dome Jesus would solve all his
He's
problems.
nuts.
It's the same
He's
way
nuts.
that he thought being mayor would solve all of his problems. He just
And he tried to
What's the
hang
common
himself.
denominator there,
solve
Big Jim?
all of his problems.
You.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Jim.
You're the problem.
We
Yeah.
should talk it out, Jim.
So, here's the thing, folks. While this is happening, Junior, who's been on the warpath ever since he found out that Sam was back in town, busts into the cabin. The cabin.
That was an awesome.
but
Yeah.
not the
Busted.
other cabin.
Not
yeah.
the other
No,
cabin.
this
Sam's
new
cabin.
And again, father like son pulls gun.
Pulls
I-
a gun on him, and rather than shoot him because that's too quick, starts beating him with the gun.
torture you.
Pistol whip.
But wait,
Ghost Angie.
Angie's back.
don't do it.
But did you guys laugh out loud when he burst through that door? Because I thought it was amazing and hilarious.
I didn't laugh. I thought it was great though.
It was great.
Yeah.
I
I thought
laughed.
that whole scene, it had
I laughed out loud when he pulled his face when he was leaving his breakfast with Pauline, and he was like,
oh, Mom, you make me mad. I'm a deputy.
I'm gonna kill someone. Yeah.
Just
I
because I'm
enjoyed it.
Junior doesn't mean I'm not James.
Oh yeah, and who didn't love that moment when she was like, when Melanie at the beginning was like, you know, if Julia's worried that I'm missing, I'll just say you locked me down here.
Oh, yeah!
And he's like, what?
What do you know?
And she's like, I was just kidding. And he's
But
like,
and you know what? Good for the writers for putting. They had to put that in there because everybody out there was thinking it like, "Oh my God, is he gonna lock her up?" Like, thank you,
was
writers,
scared for Melanie.
throwing that in there because you knew the audience would be like, "Hold up, hold up." Is that the egg speaking? You guys
yeah,
hear
no,
that?
was there just like a
It sounds-
vibration?
The
sounds
egg
like
is
the
talking
egg.
to us.
Terrifying.
Guys, hear that in the background? Could be an egg.
What was that?
Is there a small shiny egg over there? Does your
Screaming?
head hurt?
I see it.
No?
Producer said no egg in corner with me.
No egg. Okay.
He's hiding.
all right. So,
Back.
he's beaten.
cabin.
He's beaten Sam,
Yes.
and Ghost Angie is like, "We need him. You can't kill him. We need him." And he's like, "But I loved you, and if I love you, then he has to die."
Great
And she's
line.
like,
Suffer like you suffered.
yeah.
Yeah.
And she's like, "You didn't love me." He's like, "How dare you?"
It was possession.
Yeah, you didn't love me. It was possession. And he's like, "Rah!"
Grimace. Oh.
And he brings the hatchet down next to Sam's head. He's like, "So I guess I did love you." And I'm just like,
Stick it to Angie's
But
dead
I'm just like-
ghost.
Dead ghost.
Yeah.
Dead, as opposed to just a ghost, a dead ghost version.
because the living ghost is Melanie.
Right.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Dun dun dun.
So,
Yeah.
all right. In any case, Big Jim takes the teens down into
Big
the
Jim.
cave. Hunter overhears, and he's like, "Uh-oh.
Oh, I better send an email.
Yeah, better
Oh,
send
but I
an
better
email.
hide over here by the light switch.
Better send an email. Hope it from a female." Yeah, so they're like, "You can't do this," and he's like, "Oh yeah," and he just knocks it right
I
in.
couldn't put the who. I lost my.
I know, because I was like, "Oh my god, no way!"
He just, and it wasn't like, you ever like somebody's eating up food or something, you just smack it out of their hand and be like a jerk. He just straight up did that to him. It was like, whoosh.
Yeah,
I can't believe that.
And of course, He's like, haha, see? Nothing bad happened.
He's an idiot. He threw his bargaining chip down the hole.
Because he's crazy.
Dumb.
Yeah. His wife
Way
pulls...
to go.
His newly resurfaced wife, who was dead for 9 years, pulls one knife on him, and he just ruins everything.
She did.
Yeah. So, yeah, there's a huge earthquake. Everyone's in trouble. Everyone's in peril. Nori and Joe trying to get out of the cavern. And who should show up but Hunter to help them get out. And they're like, wait, why are you here? Weren't you supposed to be taking photos? He's like, yeah, I forgot. My camera battery is like, whatever. It's like, whew, good thing you had that battery that wasn't right.
And,
Right, and that camera
with
that's
the battery anymore.
Yeah, and that's waterproof. Maybe he had like a 5D, 7D. Like that's what I'm imagining.
Yeah,
He's
like a
super
DSLR.
techy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But how did that make it through the lake?
Hey,
know.
we're onto you,
We
Hunter.
didn't see it on your
on to you.
person ever.
We're on to you.
Kabam!
So,
So.
Did anyone
Melanie...
even notice how no one questioned Sam when he came out of that cabin? They're like, "What's wrong with your face?" Nothing. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Let's move on.
Well, that's what I was about to talk about. Is Melanie
What?
passes
I'm sorry.
out.
I got too
Melanie
excited.
passes out, and so they bring her to Sam to save her. And Junior and Sam have to work together, and Junior's like, Ghost Angie was right.
What?
What?
Teamwork.
Yeah, wait, what'd you say? Nothing. I mean,
What?
but yeah, Ghost Angie was right. If I had killed you, then you wouldn't have been able to save Melanie, my new hot squeeze. So thank you.
Please. But remember a few episodes back we were like, oh, the egg is what's keeping Melanie alive. It's reincarnated her. But now the egg is gone. Do we think Melanie's gonna...
I don't know.
I mean-
Modern medicine has at least given her a new lease on life.
For now.
For now.
Sam must atone himself.
He must atone himself.
himself.
Yes. Yeah.
now.
For now. So yeah. So they're all fine.
Oh, sorry, but Sam and Melanie also finally talked it out.
Yeah.
So much stuff happened
And
this
she's like,
episode.
I was
listen.
waiting for that scene.
Yes!
I was like, are they gonna
For weeks.
Kiss?
together?
Are they gonna
What-
kiss?
Yeah. What's going on?
Creepy.
Kiss,
No.
just touch.
No
Melanie,
kissing.
just do it.
Yeah. Oh, sweet,
She's kissing a
sensual,
lot of people.
awful, pedophilic
Dead.
doing it
It's awful and great at the same time.
because they were high school sweethearts.
Yes, they're really the same age on the inside.
She probably aged a bit more being dead and all.
No, I think she didn't age at all. I think she's the same age, which makes it really creepy. But I feel like Sam is still lying. He says that I didn't push you. Lyle pushed you.
Do you really think that?
I really do think that.
Who do you think?
You
killed
really
Melanie?
think Sam pushed her?
I really think Sam killed her.
I think so. I think
Yeah.
he was lying again.
Do you think Pauline, by any chance, could have been the one that pushed her?
Interesting thought, but it didn't look like that in the flashback.
Yeah, right. But then
It was
again,
the boys chasing her.
the boys is always the boys.
But
Balls
did
of
Pauline
bars.
maybe convince them to do that?
Maybe.
You never know.
And when did her crazy flashes start? Like I feel like that's maybe a flashback we
Pauline
might see.
didn't hide from the earthquake either.
She just
just
stood and took
stood
it
there
in.
in the
She was
middle
like,
of
"I'm
the room."
untouchable." Yeah.
She's
Good
like, bring it.
observation.
Until a
I'm
lamp
Pauline.
hits me in the head.
And she was really mad at Big Jim for throwing the egg. She's like, "All of it's gone now."
Yeah.
All of it's
We're
gone.
doomed. We're doomed. And
This
of
is
course,
the end.
Phil runs past everybody.
I'm gonna get out of here.
And we realize Julia and Barbie realize there's no way out. We're trapped.
He flung himself.
Snap. End of episode.
Was Barbie maybe regretting going back in?
It's a crap.
I don't
Like,
know.
I love you, Julia,
let's,
but,
let's answer that question in prediction.
And now, you're
This is
after
a-
Buzz
this is a-
TV.
This is a podcast full of pep tonight. There's a lot of pep
Hey,
on
exciting,
this
okay?
podcast.
Under the
Really good
Dome is
episode.
back.
Yeah, in a big way. So yeah, now, okay, it's getting colder, it's getting bolder, everyone's getting a little bit older. What are we doing? What's happening? Okay, we can't get out now. The egg's gone. We're in full crisis mode. How are we going to turn this around?
Straight from fall to winter in
Yeah.
like a day.
In like a day.
Did they even get to tailgate and take advantage of the fall
No.
seasons?
No.
Not
fall
even
football.
a single football game.
The only good thing about fall. I don't know.
And well, leaves and
I will say
Oktoberfest.
though,
Pumpkin spice latte.
Oh my god! Do you think there's a Starbucks under the dome?
No,
Sweetbriar. Okay.
Continue with the thought.
It showed it in the trailer for next week, but before I honestly was like, I wonder if the dome's gonna start shrinking. Like it's dying, it's shriveling up like the leaves of the tree. So the dome, why else would they do that whole thing? I mean, obviously they're saying, hey, fall's coming, it's getting cold, but I feel like the dome will now be like a leaf, shrivel and die. But then I feel like they kind of showed the wall coming in. Or maybe it's
they?
expanding. It
looked-
showed like a
it
wall
looked-
was
well,
moving.
No, to me it was just showing that the wall was frosted. It was all
Did you guys see
frosty
some
like a
mud?
nice
I didn't
cold
see
mud.
it moving.
Well, then that's my prediction that the wall will either expand
I
or
like this
shrink
thought.
in.
I like this thought, Amanda.
going to-
Well, when things get cold, they shrink.
Yeah.
Do they, Matt?
They compress and they expand when they're hot. Yes.
You know.
I'm sorry. I actually know science, unlike Joe.
Joe.
Predictions for me. I want Rebecca Pine and Hunter to get together.
Let's
Rebecca
make it
has
happen.
evil tendencies.
That's
She's
a smart
duplicitous. She could be
So-
swayed.
I'm not sure about that. Interesting thought.
Yeah.
And I had another prediction. What happens to the egg? I want to see what happened on the
Yeah.
other side in Zenith.
That's gotta be
Did
next
it land
week.
in the playground? What's going
Right?
on?
Did the egg even make it through?
Yeah.
Is it stuck in some weird land like Lyle?
Yeah.
I don't
It's
know.
just
Are Lyle
pissed.
and the
Is that
egg
why
together?
it closed?
Lyle and the egg are just together. He's just
They're
sitting there
spooning.
talking to it. Oh, egg. Oh, it's in the cards. It's in the cards.
Melanie.
It's in the cards.
Melanie.
Yeah.
Melanie.
Cards. Yeah. All right. Folks, thank you so much for tuning into this edition of the AfterBuzz TV Under the Dome After Show. We're going to be back next week with an all-new episode of episode 11. Thank you so much for joining us. Amanda, where can the people find you?
You guys can find me on Twitter and Instagram at The Runway Queen, and I'm recapping America's Next Top Model and Project Runway as well.
Okay, and Carrie Long.
Hi guys, you can find me on Twitter at Comedia Carrie. That's COMEDIACARRIE. You can also check me out here at AfterBuzz TV for Legends. That's on TNT. Check it out.
All right. And you can find me on Twitter at Matt Lieberman, MattLieberman. You can also find all my videos for SourceFed and SourceFed Nerd on YouTube. And you can find me here for Ray Donovan, The Strain, The Nick, and Doctor Who. Thank you guys so much. Doctor Who. See you next week.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.